Taking a look at FIFA World Cup game 2026, Norway 1, England 2, from a mathematical and economic perspective. Looking at the basic stats, it's pretty obvious that England outplayed Norway. Not by much, but enough that you could say that the final score represents the play on the field. So we won't get into this aspect, but we're going to get into the economics right away. So wealth and population are the biggest factors in determining the potential a country has to be good at anything. This could range from anything from technological development to developing a healthcare system or manufacturing potential, all the way down to creating a sports team. It doesn't matter, it all requires economics. And again, I said it determines the potential. It doesn't determine how good a country is. However, a country with more potential, it's easier for them to be good at something. So that's an important distinction. So in the US and a few other countries, unfortunately, the school system is tied to a lot of youth and development sports. And they found out in the early 1900s that the larger schools were usually outperforming the smaller schools. So they started to classify schools into different divisions based on their student enrollment and a few other factors. This way, schools would be playing other schools that are similar in size in official matches. This is a basic, obvious thing that needed to happen, and it also should have happened in international sports, but international sports are still living in the Stone Age. It would have to be a little bit different. It would be a little bit more fluid in international sports because you have to take into consideration wealth, because there's a bigger difference in wealth in a lot of countries compared to different regions in the US. So let's look at England. They have 58.6 million people. Norway only has 5.6, so you're looking at a 10 times different. That's huge. And Norway does have quite a big difference in wealth per capita, quite an advantage, but the population advantage is just too strong, so it makes this game economically illegitimate. There's no reason why this game should be played. You're not getting a man for man or a man for wealth result. You're just getting the brute force of a larger country versus a smaller one. So let's look at an example of what you might see, a match you might see if a system like I was talking about before was implemented. Let's look at one of these regions in England here. So you could look at, the Northwest, maybe even London, maybe even Southeast. It still wouldn't be that bad actually. So any of these top three, and you took this region, one of these regions, and you created a team with players born and raised in these regions, just one of them, and you played them against Norway, just as an example. That would be a fair matchup. That would be you'd be able to get a man for man result, a man for wealth result, so the match would actually mean something. You'd be looking at the efficiency of the region in sports. In other words, you'd be looking at the true skill.